Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Seneca County Board Commissioner meeting. It's Thursday, 10 o'clock a.m., January 18th. We'll open the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, that's... Dear God, we ask that you look over this meeting, discussion, as we make decisions to improve our county, best represent our citizens. Special thought goes out to all those that are cold and less fortunate that are in need. We pray that you lend your hand to them and that all the county services can come together to help them get through this. Amen.
Amen.
Roll call.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Here.
Commissioner Schuff?
Here.
Commissioner Frankert?
Here.
Okay, so at this time I'll accept a motion to approve the minutes of our last meeting, way back Thursday, January 11th, the digital audio recording.
So moved. Second.
Okay, roll call.
Commissioner Frankert?
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes, those minutes are so nice. They're recorded. They're what they are. Okay, so we have a EMS Station 2 bid opening. I'll turn things over to Barb, County Administrator.
Well, I'm going to turn them over to Michael Work because he has our bids, but I need everybody to sign in the sign-in sheet.
President, we'll call you up next. I'm going to have you come up so you don't necessarily have to wait. Okay? Thanks. Hi, Shirley.
Okay, I'll go ahead and get started. Michael Work with RCM Architects. I will be reading the bids for the EMS Station number 2 in New Riggle. We did receive 5 bids, and I've just fetched them, and I will go through and just read the bids that we received. We received bids from Studer Obringer, ACI Construction, Touchstone, Klaus Construction, and Telemon Construction. So I'll start with Studer Obringer, and I'll just read the overall base bid, and then we'll review the bid documents and post a bid tab publicly. So Studer Obringer, base bid total of $1,158,700. ACI Construction, $1,204,000. Sorry, 500. Touchstone, $1,378,400. Klaus Construction, $1,058,475. And Telemon Construction, $1,224,653.
Can you read Klaus's bid again, please?
Yes, $1,058,475.
So you'll set up the meeting. How do we do that?
We'll set up something to go over the bids, and then we'll make a determination from there.
Excuse me.
Okay. So you will do that on our behalf.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other comments?
No,
Okay.
no, I think
We're good? Nice job.
Good, yes.
Thank you.
Thanks to everybody that bid. That's nice, 5 of them, it's good.
Yeah, so Commissioner Frankert, I'll let you introduce Presley and
Sure.
give an update on OSU Extension maybe. That's your committee.
There you go, right.
We appreciate you coming and giving us an update.
Good morning, we have Presley Burma with OSU Extension Education.
Good morning, everyone. I haven't been here in so long. I've been so busy with conferences and trainings, and I'm really excited to tell you about them. But there's 2 of them that I really wanted to highlight because I think they really pertain to the community here in Seneca County. The first one actually happened just a couple days ago. It was the Ohio Produce Network through the Ohio Produce Growers and Marketers Association. So mainly they're focusing on fruits and vegetables and then marketing those products to the consumers. That, like I said, was just a couple days ago. I met a lot of people. I got a lot of information that I'm excited to share as, you know, we get into the warmer weather and we get started thinking about planting those fruits and vegetables, and then talking to the farmers about what they are going to do with the produce that they grow. Whether it's going to be donated, they're going to go to farmers markets, or sell it at a roadside stand, or then commercially. And then the second training that I went to was just a couple weeks ago, and it's a program that I'm going to start offering here in Seneca County starting now. It's free to all Seneca County residents, and it's doing whole farm budgeting and analysis, and there's multiple things that go along with that. So I can do the whole farm budgets, I can do enterprise analysis, looking at the individual things that you are growing or producing on your farm, cash flow budgeting, and going over beginning and ending balance sheets are just kind of a couple things that we can do with this program. Like I said, it's free to the Seneca County residents, and it will take a couple months to go through the entire process of getting all the information from the producers and the farmers, putting it all into the program to develop those budgets and analysis. But once they get those, the farmer and the producer are able to answer questions that they might not know just in everyday life. So for example, one that's the most common is someone owns a business, or the farmer owns land and his farm is separated from his normal house banking or whatever it might be, and they don't know how much to pay themselves. That's one thing that once we go over the budgeting and look at their analysis, we can determine, okay, this is your profit, this is how much you'd be able to afford to pay yourself, this is how much you have to afford to buy new equipment, or this is how much you already have in equipment that you can use for XYZ. So yeah, those are just two of the things that I have been doing.
Where was the conference at? Where'd you go?
So the Ohio Produce Network Conference was down in Columbus. It was at the Hilton Polaris Hotel. And then the farm analysis was on the university.
And I bet it's been a lot more fun last year on the budgets than this year.
Yes.
Yes. Corn's about $2 at least, less than what it was a year ago, and beans are about $4 or $5 at least.
The farmer's
Kinda-
complaining.
Right.
I'm just asking a question. Excuse me, I'm just asking a question. But,
So, good.
well, it's a great service to the county to have, and all the things that you're doing, and that's pretty neat, good
Thank
stuff. So produce is in your DNA, right?
Oh, definitely.
Like you were probably teaching the class. So, yeah, so I see the boss is here.
Yes, she is.
Any comments on your end? We
No,
good?
I'm here today. We have Extension Advisory Committee meeting tonight at 5, so I was in town, so decided to stop by. I'll be back in Tiffin Saturday. Katie is, of course, very busy kicking off the new 4-H year. She has a volunteer training Saturday morning that I'm going to be assisting with. Hopefully the weather cooperates for us. We'll be at Sentinel, so.
Good.
Just
Well, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Question.
Mr. Chef.
So I know Fall Story and Tiffin, they have farmers markets. Are there any other farmers markets within the county or in the villages? I'm only aware of the two, but are there more?
I think Bloomville's got one, don't they?
Yeah,
Yes, once a month or something.
Bloomville has one as well, and those are the only three that I'm also aware of.
Gotcha.
But yeah, working with the farmers markets and particularly the produce vendors to get them in there and get everything they need to be able to then sell that produce, and then also working with them with the local food banks for whatever produce that they're unable to sell, if they can turn around and donate it to the food banks then too.
You having
It's a
fun?
great idea.
Yeah.
You
What was
having
that?
fun?
Oh yeah.
I can tell.
So how many would you say in Seneca County, I'm sure you probably, you know, as far as produce that kind of works with the farmers market and stuff on, I know Reams is kind of a large one. How many other ones do we have in the county? Ballpark?
I've been working with 5 or 6 different ones. A couple of them are kind of on the Seneca County, Sandusky County line up there. But those are the ones that I've been working with primarily. But yeah, I'm happy to work with any of them. If anybody has questions, feel free to reach out at any time.
Keep up the good work.
Thanks.
very
Thank you
good.
guys.
Thanks for
Sandy,
coming
yep.
in.
Commissioner reports.
Go Tyler.
Go ahead, Dr. Frank.
You're up.
All right. All right.
Thanks. You guys can sneak out anytime. You're good. We'll take a pause. Paul Harrison, welcome.
Always good to be here.
Treasurer, yes, sir.
Tagging Paul in.
Okay, we're in commissioner reports, Commissioner Shaw.
All right, so I was in the office this week here getting caught up on emails, chilly out, but attended the Rock Creek Cafe and Bakery. They had a ribbon cutting there through the chamber. So it's there on Heidelberg's campus. Gave that place a little makeover and offering some new things to eat and that sort of thing. It was a nice renovation they did, so it was nice to attend that. We also, all three commissioners were in attendance this week. So we met at the TSEP office. There was a meeting with some ODOT representatives here to discuss potential projects. I think at least what I got out of that meeting is we need to come up with a plan. I know we have plans from the past few decades and everybody kind of wants different things, so we need to kind of sit down, take a hard look at that and get something put together if we're going to try to bring some monies back here to Seneca County. But it was nice to have them there in person to talk to us, but you had a lot of stakeholders there at the table. It was a full room plus some, so I'll let the other two kind of touch on that and see what their thoughts were. Later today, we have a meeting with Brewer Garrett. This will be our second or third meeting with them to go over some energy savings plans here for our county buildings, so looking forward to that and seeing what they bring to the table. Also here, the press release went out, I believe, early this week about the new restaurant opening up, the Turntable. It's going in where the old bake shop was in the Laird. So excited to see them coming, and small business is strong and alive here in Seneca County. Also, we have a Seneca County Young Professionals kickoff in Ironwood tonight. Sorry, you two don't make the cut, but
You're holding strong.
Just
Yeah.
missed by 6 months here.
Then also there will be a ribbon cutting next week over in Fostoria. The Axe Knowing Business, which was the winner of the business competition this last summer. Yeah, so they're getting ready to open up here. That'll be in the Foster block, which if you look at Fostoria here, last 4 or 5 years, it's where the brewery located, the new candy shop, the coffee shop. Now they have the Axe Knowing, so Tiffany and Mike are doing some great things over there with that building, and I'll definitely be in attendance there to welcome them, but just exciting to see what they're doing with that property, and a lot of history there. And then also this week, we got some architectural drawings here as far as our EMS building goes, and then the RTA, like I said, we're looking or doing some research here on what we can do with our RTA building. The windows that are placed inside, the architecture of the building's not very good. We have moisture getting in, water. So Barb and I have been working with the JDI group. We did get some drawings, and we might possibly put those up here in the next week or two, just kind of give some visuals to the public, but trying to button up our buildings the best we can. It's been a priority for us here, so we're getting it one day at a time. That's all I got.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Commissioner Frank?
Sure. So on Tuesday, we, first time going to the TID meeting, Transportation and Infrastructure District meeting. So that was a whole 15-minute meeting. It took 5 minutes longer than what, Chairman Zimmerman thought it should. So, right, so that was, learned about that. And there's, some questions as we leave there as to scope of who sits on it and stuff. So we're going to do some reviewing on that and come back with some further details and, on that. Yesterday, Barb and I and Michael sat in on the USDA kind of their forms and stuff to start proceeding with the AT building, converting that over into the ag building and stuff on that. And I don't know, there's probably a tree or so that if a guy had to print them off, Barb would just say that
That's
would
a
be,
lot, yeah, there's a lot of.
federal and all that good stuff. So, but I
I'm glad
think we
you ran
kind
there,
of,
Michael. We glad you ran on the call.
Yeah,
Did you learn a little bit?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's about 15 documents, and each document's probably 4 or 5 pages at minimum.
so yeah,
That's
so
it.
it's
Yeah.
very
We use the
covers.
government.
Oh, it's great. That's exactly. It needs to be welcome to the government. We're here to help. Right. So that's yeah, more documentation. So yeah. Did that, and then went over to the Community Improvement Corporation meeting and learned some stuff there, and then I'll let Tony talk more about the ODOT meetings since I already touched on that. And then we had FEDC had their meeting this morning, and they're sure knocking out of the park. The collaborative effort between TSEP and FEDC One of the big projects that they're working on actually came to fruition. It's Project Fiber, and it's about a $4 million investment and around 30 new high-paying jobs and stuff with that. So they still have many other projects working on, Project Alfred and
They
Project
give
Goose
them
and Sally.
code names.
So so there's many more that there's kind of in the pipelines that they're working on and stuff with it. So good turnout for that this morning, and so yeah, good things happen over there. And I alluded to, thank them for coming in after January 1st and working with the county and the townships and stuff on the grant writing process of it. So that brings us up to today.
That's it? Okay. I have a few things I'd like to go over. Not necessarily in this order, but first thing is we completed our airport. This is one committees I'm on with Barb, and we work with the FAA every year, and we do a rolling 10-year plan with the Seneca County Airport. By the way, ODOT's a big part of funding of the airport. And yesterday at our ODOT meeting, the deputy director talked about Ohio. This was interesting because I never thought of this. Probably something you might want to know, but Ohio has more little airports than most other states. And with the increase in drone traffic, this is going to be a tremendous asset for economic development. And we have the Drone Academy at Tiffin University, agriculture, we have crop dusters, there's a lot we can use a lot of things we could do with these little airports. And ODOT has actually stepped up their funding, and they're really committed to sustaining the airports. And here in Seneca County, we're now a regional airport, which in English means about $250,000 more money to us each year. And so we've laid that plan out, and we're continuing with it. And eventually here we'll be going into a study as we look to expand the runway so that everyone can drive by the airport. Over the last 20 years, we've been buying up houses, tearing them down, taking trees down. We own the farm at the north end, would that be south end? And so we're getting to the point in this process where we have funding available to conduct a feasibility study. This will take a couple of years, and but that's in our plan for this year. Later in this year, we're going to start that process. So keep everybody informed. It's kind of neat, so we can check that box. Second, we have a letter here that I'd like to, a concept I'd like to bring you two up to date. I think you're a little familiar with it. Michael, I'd like you to listen on this one too. So we're getting ready we just opened the bids for EMS station number 2, and that'll be built out at Seneca Township. We've got everything in place with the site. We are researching the possibility of, in cooperation with North Central Electric, an interest-free loan for that building. And we're dealing with the USDA and the federal government, so the same, you were on the call with the Advertiser Tribune and the government. Barb and I have been meeting with North Central. You're kind of in the middle of both, and they have some questions for you, and that's why. So, where we're at in the process is North Central Electric is a co-op, and they are excited. Their board wants to set up basically a revolving loan, kind of a revolving loan fund to help their members all out in rural America take on fire stations or EMS buildings or any projects. So we would be the first one, and Ed, the CEO's 100% behind it. Their board's 100% behind it. Jimmy, who worked here, works for them, so they've been in, and we want to at least go through the application process. We're not 100% sure how this is all going to end, but we're at the Is that a fair statement?
Yeah.
So they've asked us for a letter that they need, their board needs to, that, hey, we, Seneca County, are willing to go forward with you, North Central, through this process to see if we get approved. We have the money to build Station 2. We have it appropriated. It's sitting there. So, but if we could get this interest-free, we're going to look at the whole aggregate of the AT building and really all our projects. And this would be one option we would have with one of our EMS buildings. Did I say that fairly okay? You want to add anything to it? And so I don't think we need to take action on this other than, or do we?
No, no,
It's an
it's
FYI.
just an FYI, and we're
Does
just asking.
anybody, do you two, are you guys okay with everything so far? Moving down the path?
I mean, the letter basically just states that we want to try to work through this process.
Yeah. So it's pretty good, it's interest-free. They put some money in, and then as we pay that, we would pay that back. All that money would stay in and they would use it for they would just keep adding to it and build from here and do community projects, so. Anyhow, got that off my list. We talked about sewer, the sewer districts. There are 5 in the county. Mark Zimmerman's, our county engineers, worked extensively. He's put a lot of time in, he oversees the sewer district, and he puts a lot of time in managing that and looking at ways to save cost. And we've talked about the New Riddle situation before. They have the highest sewer rates in the county. They are pumping, their sewer goes from New Riddle all the way to Fostoria. It's a maintenance nightmare. So Mark applied for a grant. He was awarded $110,000 or $20,000 grant to be used to do an assessment to see what's the best way to attack this problem. And he sent us a long email, but he's met like 4 times with the EPA. And it's not as simple because it's government, but he's making a lot of progress, and I think he'll be able to use the grant money. You know, we've got grant money approved, but it's for a certain use, so he's trying to line up the use of the money to attack the problem. And so that's kind of moving a little bit. But he gave us an update. Excited about that. He will report back as things progress. But just want the citizens to know we're trying hard to help in any way we can. We're not using taxpayer money. This was a grant, and Mark's doing this as county engineer. So appreciate that. And then finally, just want to recognize a couple of our leaders in the community. One would be our auditor, Julie Atkins. This has been in the paper. We've seen press releases, but the commissioners personally, I don't think released publicly, have recognized her. So Julie, our auditor, was honored in Columbus by her peers. She received the Richard Bukowski Award at their winter conference. I talked to her yesterday, and she was totally surprised. Her granddaughter was there, her family, and she went on stage. It was a big deal, really. So congratulations, Julie. And Tara, out of Veteran Services, she's a veteran. She's been here 20 years now. We have an awesome Veteran Services. She wakes up in the morning, how can I help any veteran in Seneca County, any way possible, I want to talk to you. So we appreciate that, and I just want to recognize her too for her service of 20 years. She's a Navy veteran. Yep. Navy veteran. So that's really what I have. We'll jump into.
I do
You
have
want to add
follow-up.
something?
I do, yeah, from
good.
Julie, just a heads up, so
Yeah.
they're planning on being out to Fostoria tomorrow to sell dog licenses from 11 to
Sorry.
3:30. But, weather permitting, she's gonna put a release out probably on her website, stuff on that, if weather's not conducive to be out there, so just a heads up on that, and we'll make sure Sherry gets that into our.
Where at in Fosbury?
We'll be at the Learning Center.
Good, okay.
Yep, so from, like, say,
Okay,
11 to
Jack.
3:30, so. Yep.
I've already had people ask me if it's gonna
Good.
be canceled. I told them to reach out to Julie.
Right.
Mary Beth, got anything? Anybody want to say? Okay, well, we're gonna go to county administrator report. Unless you have anything.
Anybody else? Okay. I just have a couple of things. First of all, I just want to let you know sales tax numbers have come in. What we received in January would be for approximately the month of November. We received $926,824.17 in sales tax, which is down approximately $46,000 from the previous month. So our sales tax is, in all honesty, going south. It's down almost over $77,000 from the prior year at this time.
That's a big number.
We had over $1 million collected in January of '23. So, we're gonna keep an eye on those numbers, so. The other thing that I have is, we've had some heating issues happening within our county. Obviously, it's been very cold this week, but we've had some ongoing heating issues. Actually, the heat went out at the youth center yesterday. They were able to move our, youth, to Sandusky County, for the time being. John was able to get Wadsworth and Johnson Controls in, to work on that yesterday. They did get the heat back on. I believe we are going to try to bring, those youths back to the county.
Maybe not yet.
Not yet? Not quite yet?
gonna call it when we
Okay.
get here.
Well, I wasn't gonna say right away,
Yeah.
but we're trying to make
Good
sure that the
job,
heat's
yeah.
working out there
job.
before we bring them back, because it's an ongoing issue, and we are aware of that, and we're, again, working to.
Appreciate Stacy and Judge Meyer understanding everything. They were real
Right,
helpful, and Judge Smith and
Correct.
Sandusky County.
correct. The heat is also an issue out at the sheriff's office. I think we all know that it was coming. I did get an email from the sheriff yesterday. They're having problems staying with consistent heat in a couple of the cell blocks. They're working on it. They're maintaining temperature, but it's a battle out there. So I just want to bring it to your attention. Those things. On a better note, I received an email from John Spar, our EMA director. He is working with the Ohio State Homeland Security on a grant for a cybersecurity assessment for the county. I just got that email this morning. He sent it to Jake, our IT services, and it is absolutely no cost to us. We're going to do an assessment on our cybersecurity within the county. And
Better than the last one.
yes,
Maybe.
absolutely. So, but this is absolutely at no cost to us, and it's basically a questionnaire for the assessment, and we can determine where we go from there.
We're all set with our multi-factor.
I believe so, yes.
Email level.
I believe so.
Yeah.
So,
That's good.
but that's all I have.
Okay. Any old business? Any other business we have to bring up? Good? Okay. Sub apps, new business.
Just the one SUP app today for the General Special Projects Fund contract services in the amount of $2,915.50. This is to pay the attorney fees for the Pivot program.
So move.
Second.
I'm not sure I've ever been to a meeting with one
We've had,
appropriation. Have we had some?
We've had, and then we've had
Regular
one where
meetings?
there, yeah,
Regular
where there's
board
been
meetings?
none. We've had, I think, one meeting where there's been none,
Yeah.
so.
Well, hey, first and second, roll call.
Commissioner Frankert,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes, so we have it. Where? Yeah,
It doesn't happen very often.
yeah, it's a rarity.
So then the next thing I have are resolutions. I have a resolution setting time, date, and place to receive sealed bids for Sun 2024 LPA guardrail installation project for the county engineer's office.
So move.
Second.
Okay, roll call?
Commissioner Franker,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes.
And just so you're aware that that will take place here on February 8th at 10 a.m. Resolution authorizing an agreement with Seneca County Crawford Area Transportation, SCAT, which we all know that they have changed their name, but the contract, that's how the contract reads, to provide transportation services for the calendar year 2024 on behalf of the Seneca County Job and Family Services.
So move.
Second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Franker,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes.
Resolution authorizing an agreement with Serenity Christian Counseling LLC to provide consultation and treatment services retroactively to December 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2024 on behalf of the Seneca County Job and Family Services.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Franker,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes.
Resolution authorizing fund transfer be made to DTAC for the treasurer in the amount of $10,000.
So move.
Second.
Want him to talk about why he's here?
Yeah.
He doesn't want it.
I'm here if you got any questions. Back in, I get my dates right here. December 30th of 2020, when the treasurer's office was still administering the land bank for the county. The land bank board voted to give $10,000 to the treasurer's office and $10,000 to FEDC for administration. Those funds were issued, however, we never got the money back from the commissioners. And so I guess I'm just using this opportunity now to request that those funds be delivered into the DRETAC portion of our budget so that we can also use that money to budget notifications.
I do have a follow-up question, but we'll finish this and then I'll come back to you.
Roll call.
Okay, we have a first and second, and roll call?
Commissioner Franker,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes.
Next resolution I have is appointing Barrett Zimmerman as the apiary inspector for Seneca County.
So move.
Second.
We're switching, Mr. Johnson.
Dave
Johnston.
He's got real busy with
Yep.
work, so.
From Arm & Hammer, did a great job. Roll call?
Commissioner Franker,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes.
Resolution setting time, date, and place to receive sealed bids for the Seneca County Opportunity Interior Renovations Project at 40 Fair Lane East and West and 541 West Market Street, Tiffin, Ohio.
So move.
Second.
Now that we moved out, they're moving forward with the construction?
Yeah, and their bid opening, all bids are due by 10 a.m. on Thursday, February 17th, again, here at the Commissioner's office, and we will open those bids that day.
Okay.
Where do they get the package?
RCM.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Amber Clayson is on
Oh,
that
okay.
project.
You guys are covering the county. Good job. Okay, we have a first and second, roll call.
Commissioner Franker,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes.
Okay, and then the last resolution I have is appointing Gwen Stollard to the County Improvement Corporation Board retroactively to January 1 of 2023.
So moved.
Second?
Congratulations, man. We had our first meeting. Roll call.
Commissioner Franker,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes.
And that is all I
Good job.
have.
Is that it? I'd like to ask our county treasurer, Paul Harrison, in the audience. Paul, give us an update on the bill, on the tax, property tax timeline.
They are being printed today as we speak,
Okay,
and the proofs are being printed. We'll check those, make sure they get scanned and everything properly. If everything's okay, then they'll get printed today and probably Monday. Be out in the mail probably Tuesday, Wednesday, and plenty of time for what was originally our Friday mailing bills.
So you're satisfied with the timeline?
Yes.
How many mailings do you send out?
35,000.
35,000.
And those are all done out of house now, through a firm in Tennessee that prints them, stuffs them, folds them, then stuffs them, and mails them for us, and it saves us quite a bit on postage, plus the time that we were putting in before fighting with the machine that needed to be replaced or something. So.
And then chaos begins, right?
Yeah. And then chaos begins, and
We'll think about
you'll
you.
probably get some phone calls, and it's
Yeah.
every department in the county probably just listed on their tax bill for receiving tax dollars. Because we're gonna see a significant increase.
So do you see, probably an increase in foot traffic coming in to your office, do you think, with this? Just, we're about,
Yeah, possibly if they've got questions, they would come in, they don't like to call,
right.
so.
I guess,
that would be one of
with that being said, there's been some discussion, I don't know what, parking, kind of an issue for
the-
people
Parking
coming,
is a
going.
Horrible issue there because even today, the lot is nearly full. And it's full of young women and men that are going to be attending classes at the, what's it called?
Tiffin Harris Academy?
Yeah, Tiffin Harris Academy,
Okay.
which they're not supposed to park there. That's not a full-time, full-day parking. It's, I think, a 2-hour limit maybe or something. And I've gone over numerous times, and especially during tax collection, and said, look, we have older people coming in, want to pay their taxes, and our lot's full. They have no place to park. We appreciate it if you wouldn't, but they do.
So what, I don't know, how does that work,
What do you
John?
think, John?
Because it's our parking lot, the county owns that, right?
County owns it,
Who
we have
patrol-
signs stating,
Right.
the green spots are county employee spots. The yellow spots are for the open public, which is a 2-hour honor system parking. So,
Could we, and I don't want to open up a can of worms, but as I get older, I think like elderly people.
Yeah,
Could we reserve a couple spots for elderly or something?
No.
Or
sure couldn't
can we do that?
try, but they're gonna get parked full right away anyways.
Yeah. If we say.
Would you agree, John?
during
I
tax
do
season,
agree, it's,
They're gonna park in there?
it's abused considerably, or used, I should, maybe not abused, but it's used by the
I'm
public.
thinking during tax season.
And,
Right, I think
people
maybe a
come-
window or
I
something
mean,
in
for
there,
2
so-
weeks, we
The,
just say,
We've been doing this and fighting this for a number
Okay.
of years. I think the only solution is to have it monitored, but that would be hiring a person to give out
Yeah.
parking instructions. The police department won't do it, we've asked them over the years. And if somebody's there longer than 2 hours, then you have to call the police to come down and give them a ticket and stuff. So it's always been a problem, even with the employees. Somebody parks in their spot, they come back from lunch, they don't have any place to park, now what do you do? So it's always been a problem, but, and there's no quick solution, because it is an honor system, as all the parking lots are, so.
When Paul Dundor was with the city, did he help enforce, I know he helped enforce that for the city, but did he help with the county as far as parking enforcement?
I wasn't around when Paul was working, but no, he just did the city streets, as far as I know.
I know a lot of the businesses downtown have parking issues and people parking there all day in a 2-hour spot. It's an issue for the county and the city.
Right.
I don't know if they could pull resources together and have somebody that's gonna monitor that or something, but it's,
Something, I mean, it would be an ongoing thing,
yeah.
We've done this for years.
If you're getting money
Trying
for
to
fines
figure
though, it might pay a nice chunk of the position though.
out.
I don't like giving people parking tickets, but when somebody's in a half-hour parking for the whole day, I mean, that hurts the small business and government.
So Paul, we'll take this a little bit under advisement, think
Okay.
about it. I think we have two issues. you know, the ongoing 24, year-round parking is really what we're talking about. Yellow and green, and people park, leave their car there all day, whatever. My mentality was, now that you brought that up, that's that, but, we put some cones and some orange tape, and we put reserved for county taxpayers, 15-minute parking only, but if that's just a waste of time,
Well, at
fine,
this time
but-
of year, those lots are covered with some snow.
Yeah, I
too,
mean,
where
it-
people
it-
probably can't
and-
see.
and I know-
but There's no excuse in the summertime, obviously. You can still park there.
so maybe it's a bigger picture, maybe we can't do anything short-term, but I'm just trying to get you through tax season, because I do think you're gonna,
An increase of
people are gonna come in, they're gonna park, and they wanna go in and pay their bills, it's our parking lot, I
They're not
don't know
gonna be in
why
a great
we.
mood anyway. If they can't find a place to park, it just makes it them.
Could you set up like the banks have one of the little funnel things to shoot it in there or something? Maybe they're coming out the parking lot and they can send it in that way and they don't even have to get out of their car.
They can pay online and all that, but
That too, but some people don't like to do.
They got mailbox.
But you have-
Mailbox
But they
drop.
wanna go and ask questions, I mean, that's what a lot of people wanna do, physically,
Yeah.
turn it in, make sure you got it, that's what, especially the mail system. stuff.
Yeah, well, I just figure if they had like a bank
I
teller
know it's
kind
not
of
that
funnel
easy.
system.
But let's walk over there sometime.
Sure.
We'll just take a walk over, look and see if there's just, we're looking at you to
Well,
make
and
a request. If
quite
not, we're
frankly,
gonna
there
leave it alone.
there may be another issue too, and that's not why I'm here, but Julie and I have talked some that there may be a need this year to have someone in uniform there to protect us.
Yeah,
Because some people are going to get that, I mean, we're already getting angry phone calls,
let's talk about that.
and, if that person would monitor the building and occasionally take a walk out in the parking lot too,
Okay.
Maybe we should schedule a meeting for parking and
cool,
security.
fresh air that we're experiencing right now.
I think that's a good job for Barb. That falls under Barb's
Sure.
duties.
Sorry,
But with her previously parking there, she probably. well,
I
we're for
completely
6 years
understand the
now.
pain that goes on over there.
So, yeah. Nope, I will take
Okay.
it, that's, yeah.
Any other, Engineer Zimmerman, I tried to do a 15-minute meeting, which would be long for you. We're at 43 minutes, but I'm trying to end it at 43 minutes.
That is shorter than some of the other
Yeah,
meetings we've
so
had. so.
I know you're just like, it's 43 minutes, but I think we're finished with all county business. Now we'll open it up to the public. If anyone would like to speak, Jack, do you want to say anything? No? It's like an auction, you scratch your nose and calling on it. Okay. Anybody? You good? Okay, so next meeting will be next Thursday
Yes.
at 10 o'clock in the same place we're at today, and meeting's adjourned. Thank you.